here, right? So as entrepreneurs, what is it in your business that you regard as an asset? Please jump in the comment section. I'm going there now. I need to see what you think. What is an asset in your business? Okay, Olaide says production facilities and equipment. Fantastic. Yes. Olaide, what do you do? Kitchen Messenger says my equipment. Fantastic. Patents, copy. Fantastic. Olaide, I like to hear that. Fantastic. That's intellectual property. It is an asset. Fantastic. My product and equipment, our website. Correct. I can see customer Mary shares. You might be on to something there. Building. Fantastic. Research good. Oh, Messi Ogori is going accounting on us. That's good. That's good. Storage facility. Yes. I see Azil saying products and services. Thank you very much. So I have a sense that you understand what assets are. I have a few examples on my slides here. So when you think assets, most people generally would jump and say, my facilities, my equipment, my intellectual property. You hear people talking about real estate, stocks, bonds, shares, cash, gold. I'm not surprised that the customer is not one of the first things that jump into your mind. I'm not surprised. It's expected. And that's one of the reasons that we put together this training. We want you to begin to have a mind shift that the customer is actually the most valuable asset that you have in your business. And it comes over anything else. Well, don't be convinced yet. It's my job to convince you, right? Okay, so let me take 2 volunteers. I will start with, let's see. Olaide, do you want to speak, please? If you don't want to speak, that's fine. I want 2 volunteers that want to unmute themselves, want to do like a live role play. I need to ask you pointed questions. Nothing you cannot answer. Don't be don't be scared. 2 volunteers, please. And Mary, Mercy, you have your hand raised. Mercy, please unmute yourself. Let's talk. Mercy, what do you do?
Good morning, everyone.
Hi, Mercy. Nice to have you. What do you do? What kind of business are you in?
Okay, I'm into African-inspired fashion. So
Fantastic.
we use the African pieces, Adire, Ankara, to make shoes. Yes. Even the Niger Delta George to make shoes. We make handbags.
Okay, all right, fine. And that's fine, Mercy. Thank you. Can I ask you a few questions? Do you have so you sell, right? Do you have people that have done reviews for you? People have done reviews on your work to say, oh, I like that bag that I bought from you. It is fantastic. And you take a screenshot of this and post it on your Facebook page, post it on your WhatsApp status, post it on your Instagram, whatever. Have you ever done that before?
Yes, I have.
Did it occur to you that this is a resource of value? So that is a resource of value, right? And it can be converted into cash. So you are posting it because you want people to see that, oh, a live person has bought from me, and which means I am real, which means my products are good. So which means that this resource of value can be converted into cash, right?
Yes.
Fine. So the next one, do you get referrals? Somebody has bought and the person just says, I bought these nice shoes from Mercy. Would you I'd like you to buy from somebody else. You get referrals as well.
Yes, we do. Yes.
Do you consider these referrals as an asset? It contains economic value and it's of benefit. It might not be immediately, but once you get a referral, the person can can come and purchase maybe in another month or two. So it can have immediate value or after value.
Or deferred value. Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So these people come and pay money to you and you exchange money for your product. Right?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
So they generate cash flow.
Yes.
Fantastic. Do you find all of this useful? This back and forth of review, referrals, putting cash in your business. Do you find it useful?
Because the times that we're in right now, the word of mouth sells more than anything else. You can have the best social media pages, but your word of mouth, your referrals that come from customers, they're an asset.
Thank you, Mercy. You have been a fantastic help. So this is Mercy, an example. Mercy is an entrepreneur like you and I. After speaking to her, after having this one-on-one with her, do you agree that this word asset can be substituted here for customer? Because the customer, as she has said, is a thing, no, not a thing now because it's a human being, it's a resource of value. The customer can be a resource of value. The customer can be something containing economic value and or future benefits. The customer often generates cash flow. You agree or you don't agree? Let's take another. I see Olaide's hands up. Olaide, can you come quickly on the call? Let's do this real quick, just in case there are people here that are still not convinced. So we spoke to Mercy. She's into lifestyle branding. Let's speak to Olaide. I'm hoping he's in another industry entirely. Let's go, Olaide. Are you there, Olaide? Hello?
Hello?
Aha, Olaide, is that you?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead, please. What business are you in?
Yeah, we produce organic agro input like fertilizer and multivitamin.
Okay, Olaide, that's good. I'm glad that you're in another industry. So Olaide, would you say that when your customers do reviews for you, because I know that you don't deal with, it's not retail per se, or is it retail? Fertilizers, yes, it is retail. Would you say then that when you get reviews from one customer, it helps you sell more?
Absolutely, man. Let me say 200%. Thank you for the super. Yeah, because we are operating on the I will allude to what Mercy have said in the sense that without review and referral, we won't go much. So we sell much on the basis that A use and refer us to B, or tell them that call this number. Quite a number of people are reaching out to us based on the label they saw on our package that my colleagues are using, my neighbor have used it, and I'm also interested. So
thank you. Olaide, that has just hit the nail on the head. We are not even going to flog it. So ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, the customer is actually primary. The customer actually helps you sell your business and can be a valid business asset. Because of that, I have done this. Okay, I have put the customer in focus and I've changed this slide. And here is what I have instead. The customer is a resource of value that can be converted into cash. Yes. The customer contains economic value and future benefits. Yes. A customer often generates cash flow. Yes. And the customer is a useful or valuable person. And I see another big yes. But let's not be too hasty. You know, I'll give you two perspectives, okay, just to buttress this point. One will be the perspective of an entrepreneur like you and I. Another will be from the perspective of a customer experience professional. Right? These two people, I'm going to be sharing with you their perspective on the value they place on the customer. Okay, these are renowned people that you would be able to resonate with. Okay, so the first one is Sam Walton. For those who do not know, Sam Walton is an American businessman. He's an entrepreneur like you and I, and he's the founder of Walmart. So Walmart is one of the world's largest corporations. By revenue alone, they're in excess of $500 billion. They are listed, they've been listed on the Fortune 500 list numerous times, but they've been on number 1 for 14 times. I'm trying to give you credibility. I want you to see how big this company is. They have over 10,000 stores scattered across America. Sam Walton is the founder of Walmart. And here is his perspective of who the customer is. He says the customer is only, okay. So he says there is only one boss, and that boss is the customer. And he can fire everybody in the company, from the chairman board of directors on down to the gate man, as he say, simply by spending his money elsewhere. Do you understand that? If the customer decides not to spend his money in your business can crash. That's what Sam Walton is trying to say. Okay? The second perspective is a man called Don Pepe. So Don is a customer experience professional. This man has, of course, he's also an entrepreneur. He owns his own business. He founded a customer-centric management consulting firm. Don Pepe has been ranked. He's ranked as the world's most authoritative expert on customer experience. And this is his perspective. He thinks that everyone knows, of course, that only customers create value. You can create all the products in the world. You can have all the inventory in the world. But if you don't have a customer, you don't have a business. Can I just ask, is there anybody here? I have over 40 people on this call. If there's one, I just want one person here that will tell me that I have a business. It's a growing concern, right? There's inflow and there's outflow. I convert inputs to outputs. I don't have a customer. Do you understand me? I am in business. I am doing very well in business. I'm doing okay in business. Let's even say I'm doing average in business. But I don't have a customer. Can I see your hands up, please? In fact, unmute yourself and tell me boldly, I do not have a customer, but I am in business. Please, feel free. Break the rule. Unmute yourself. Tell me. Nobody? Nobody? I didn't think so. Why then do you think that people don't remember to point out that customer is an asset? I wonder. The next story I will tell you, right? Let's carry on. Next story I would share with you is a story that you would find very interesting. Very, very interesting. It's the Coke story. I chose this story because everybody knows Coke. Everybody can relate with Coke. Everybody has a bit of a history with Coke. You've had Coke at some point. You've seen Coke. Everybody knows Coke's Grass to Grace story. They started in 1886. The first time they produced, they sold in glasses. They call it 7s, and they sold only 9 glasses. As at the last time I checked, they are selling over 1.9 billion 7s per day. So every entrepreneur wants to be able to relate with that. I started small, but now I'm big. I'm dealing in billions of dollars. And so I chose this story because I know that everybody will be able to relate with it. So let's get on to this story as it relates with us in this training today. So in 1985, something was going on in America at the time. There was the cola market. Market was an oligopoly. So where an oligopoly is where there are just a few major players and then the rest of them. In this case, there were two major players. It was Coke and it was Pepsi. Coke having the largest market share, followed very closely by Pepsi. Pepsi was giving them serious competition, like very serious. In fact, in some communities, Pepsi was selling more than them. Coke was very concerned, like what's going on? Why? They've been as at 1985, they had been around for a century at least. They were concerned, and so they did their, a big brand. They did their investigation, and then they realized that the American youths seemed to be the ones that had a change of taste buds. So it was them that seemed to be leaning towards Pepsi. And then they decided that, you know what, let's create a Coke that will compete with this Pepsi so that Pepsi does not throw us out of the market. We want to remain market leaders. And so they did. And then they moved from the old Coke to the new Coke. They were excited about this. You know why? As a brand that knows their onions, they did proper market research, right? So they got focal groups. They did blind tasting of this new product. Over 190,000 people tested this Coke. And they were like, this new Coke. And they're like, fantastic. We love it. We like it. Bring it on. Right? And Coke was happy. They called a press conference. Okay, we now have a new Coke. This is the Coke that is going to be in the market now. Something that they did though is they decided that they were going to now go and put away old Coke. So they would discontinue old Coke. They went to lock the secret formula of old Coke in a vault. And then they pushed out new Coke as a replacement for old Coke. You would think that, yeah, well, after all, the American people say, we want it, love it, like it. Good, right? Guess what? Not so good. It flopped. It was a major flop. How do you know it's a flop? Big companies, they would look at their shares and their stock immediately on the New York Stock Exchange. Their stocks nosedived immediately. They were getting 5,000 to 8,000 angry calls per day. 5,000 to 8,000 angry people were calling because they were upset that their old Coke was no longer available for them to buy. And Coke was wondering, the Coca-Cola company was wondering, how? While they were doing that, their market share was dropping. And so in about 3 months, they quickly got their act together, did another press conference, called people together and said, we are sorry. We recognize that you are our boss. If you say you want your old Coke back, we are going to bring it back. And immediately they went to the vault, got out the old Coke, went back into production, manufactured, and started to push out the old Coke. And everything was fine and dandy after that. So the value of the customer cannot be overemphasized. Big brands, the president of a brand as big as Coke can come out to say, our boss is the customer. We want them to know that we are really sorry. The entrepreneurs like you and I should not take the customers for granted. So we're going to be using this Coke story because in the next slide, we're going to be speaking about how to convert your customers to business assets. So we're going to be going into the next slide, and we're going to be using the Coke story to give examples and to buttress some of our points, exactly what Coke did at every point. Okay, so yeah, so the first thing that you want to do when you are engaging with your customer is to have a customer service mindset. Ladies and gentlemen, a customer service mindset is when you come from the perspective of, if you don't spend your money here, I am not in business. I am in business because you spend your money here. How can I help you? How can I save you? I want to solve your problem. Tell me. That is a customer service problem. That's a customer service mindset. If you engage every customer in that way, you are most likely to get fantastic results. What did Coke do? As soon as Coke noticed the chaos, Coke rushed into, like, they were like, what? Okay, is this what we are in business because of you? We are sorry. We recognize who you are. We recognize your place. We know that you are boss. We are sorry. How are we going to make this better? That's what Coke did. That's what you should do. Even if the customer is just buying one thing, that's what you should do. How can I help? Your money is valuable to me, even if it's just ₦1. How can I help? I am here to help you. Okay? And after you have done that, the very next thing is to listen actively. I know most of us have problems with listening actively, but this is your business, and I expect that you want to take your business very seriously. So we need to cultivate the habit of listening actively. By that, I mean, hear the customer out. Listen to the customer. And if the customer is not a talking type, then it's up to you to give them pointers. Okay, give them an opportunity to say what is wrong. Give them an opportunity to share their story, especially if there's a problem. Okay, so you can use words like, let's go over what happened. Okay, so that's a starter. Anybody would now start to relate his story if you start like that. Or you can say, please tell me why you are so upset. Usually people would now start to relay why they are so upset. When they are relaying, please listen. Do not interrupt. Do not already realize, okay, I know how to fix it, and you just jump right to giving them a solution. No. The reason you are listening so actively is because you want to properly diagnose the problem. It's easy to miss it. Easy to misdiagnose. So after you have listened and the customer is done, you need to ask questions. Asking questions helps you know that you have identified the real problem. Okay, so what did Coke do, right? What did Coke do? Remember I said that Coke was getting 5,000 angry calls from people. They didn't go and say, please don't pick the call. They didn't go and say, please don't pick the call. I know that it's those angry people again. Imagine having 5,000 calls per day from people that are upset. They did not even say, please, I know it's those angry people again. We are working on it. They didn't do that. Guess what they did? Coke hired extra hands to take the call. Can you beat that? They hired people because they wanted to listen. Take a cue from this, ladies and gentlemen, my entrepreneurs in this call today. They hired people to take these extra calls. Okay, so moving on, the next thing you do after you have listened, you now know what the problem is, you have asked questions, you are sure you have understood what the problem is, you empathize and you apologize. In empathizing, what you're doing is you're letting the customer know that you understand why they are so upset. And here's the thing. While you are empathizing with your mouth, make sure that your body language is empathizing with you. So body language. Ladies and gentlemen, you know how you say, yeah, sorry, we will look into it. Your mouth is saying the right things, but your facial expressions and your body is saying another thing. Customers are watching you. It's the way that you look after them that will determine if they would refer you or not, whether they'll give you a good review or not. You know, so empathize and apologize. Let's take an example from Coke. What did Coke do? I'll go back a slide. Yeah, there you go. Coke called a press conference. They called a press conference. It's a big deal, right? They are president. You know, when it's important, that's when the Oga shows up. right? You know, when you're upset, you have gone to a place and they're treating you wrongly. You say, I want to see the manager. The president showed up on the press conference and he says, our boss is the customer. We want you to know that we are sorry. We apologize. It was breaking news across all the TV stations in America. They interrupted programs to break this news. That's how much pressure they put into letting the public know that they were sorry, right? Okay. So after that, of course, you go to the point where you present a solution. When you are presenting a solution, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that your customer is happy with this presentation, because he could just be saying, okay, the bag is bad, I'll give you another one. It might not be what the customer wants. The customer might actually just want an apology. I'll give you an example, and this example just jumped into my mind. I made the ashoki for my baby, and when the ashoki came, by the time my baby was going to wear it, it was already so small, and I was really upset because, you know, the vendor had told me that, oh, she has a standard baby size and I should not worry, there'll be no problem. When I called her to give my feedback, you know, I was really upset, and she just very nicely me that she's going to do something about it, that she give her a few minutes. When she came back to me, she presented several solutions, right? And then I didn't want a replacement per se, because I didn't think that I wanted to give the thing back for her to replace. No, it was too much, because my baby was going to use this in a short while. I really just wanted her to give me some sort of comfort. And she did. Because she gave me several options, I was able to choose one of them, and I went home happy. So what's important is the solution that you are presenting should make the customer happy. What did Coke do? Coke rushed to the vault, right? No one that can be a bit dramatic. They rushed to the vault, opened it, brought out old Coke, and started to manufacture it, and they pushed it out immediately. And of course, that's what the customers wanted. They were very happy. But in business, in American business, the only ways that they can really know that the customer is happy is by looking at the New York Stock Exchange. Remember I said that when they put the old Coke away and brought in new Coke, their stocks nosedived. Well, this time around, as soon as they put Coke back, the old Coke back, their stock went up. It didn't just go up. It doubled what it was before this whole chaos happened. Is that not a fantastic example of knowing that? Is that a fantastic way to know that your customers were happy with the solution you provided? Yes, it is. And so please bring it home and see how you will do that in your own different businesses. And after you have presented a solution and the customer is happy, you need to close that gap. Something went wrong, right? You need to trace it, identify what went wrong. In the case of Coke, I'll tell you what happened. Coke is a big brand. They did marketing research, they did a fantastic job. When they were speaking to their market research subjects, right, they gave them the Coke to taste blindly, the new Coke to taste blindly, and they thought, oh, this is nice. You like it? Yes. Would you pay for this? Yes. Would you want to see it installed? Yes. 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 So it was positive feedback. And it's because they got positive feedback that they put it out in the market in the first place. What they did not do, what the market research did not address, is asking the customer, would you like new Coke to replace old Coke? That question was not put to the subject. Subjects, I mean, is customers. And so they did not capture that response. And that's why when they came out to put out new Coke, and they just pulled out the old Coke. And that's why this whole thing happened in the first place. So you see, they traced and they closed that gap. Never again would they make that mistake again. In your business, the minute you trace and you find the gap, close it. Don't let another customer complain about the same thing. When customers complain, hear me, when customers complain, it's an opportunity for you to fix your process. Don't ever look at it as, Hey, they have come again with their wahala. You know, even if you're having a bad day, put it aside. It's an opportunity for you to fix a gap in your process and take it as such. Feedback is very important, even if it is negative. Pick what you want to pick, which is how you would fix the gap in your business and move on. If a customer comes and complains about the same thing, then you have not done your job in your process, in your business process. So yeah, if you engage every customer using these pointers, I am very sure that you would convert them from being just customers to become business assets. Let me share with you some of the benefits of doing this. Okay, number one benefit, it saves you cost. It saves you cost, basically, it drives down your cost because it's actually much more expensive to get new customers than it is to retain old ones. Being a company famously wrote that it costs 6 to 7 times as much to acquire a new customer than it is to retain an existing one. Why do you want to spend 6 to 7 times more? Yeah, it's a small business, so we are trying to grow. We're not trying to throw money away, right? I want to believe so. And John Ron says, one customer well taken care of is more valuable than $10,000 worth of advertising. We're talking from about 4 million naira here. If you put 4 million naira in inventory, you don't think that you'll get more. You will definitely get more. So why waste it on advertising when you can take care of that one customer that you have? Okay, another benefit is that, of course, your sales will go up. You have customers that are giving you reviews that you can use, referrals that you can use, repeat business. Of course, your sales increases, and of course, your revenue goes up. Is that not good? That's what we all want, right? Yeah. And another thing that you can gain from this is loyalty. Hey, to be very true, I know we would like to say God forbid and all of that. Whether you want it or not, every business will go through difficult time for whatever reason. And when you're going through your difficult time, you want to know that you have people that have your back. You have customers that will stay with you no matter what. You might make a mistake. Like when, I don't know if you were aware or you're aware of when they saw caterpillar in the fries of McDonald's. There were people that stayed with them regardless and just said it's honest mistake. You know, in fact, your customer will be making excuses for you. You know, you just take the feedback and do better. Make sure that, you know, you check your processes, your QA and your QC. The checks will even be tighter. You know, so yes, you are going to gain loyalists. And last but not the least, you would reduce marketing expense. By that, I mean, you will get free advertising. Customers are good. By human nature, we will talk about it. We would say what a good experience we had, and we would say what a bad experience we had. It's now up to you, depending on how you treat your customer, what kind of advertising that you'll be getting. The people on this call, I hope, are aiming for free good advertising. Okay, let's hear what the old business adage says. It says the happy customer tells a friend, and an happy customer tells the world. Another quotation says a dissatisfied customer tells an average of 11 people about the problem, while a happy customer tells only 3 people. You want whatever advertisement is going out to be a positive one. So it's up to you, ladies and gentlemen. What kind of feedback will your assets, your customers, be giving about you? So we have talked about what an asset is. We have jointly agreed on the value of customers. Are they assets? Yes, I think we agreed that customers are assets. And then we spoke about how to convert customers to business assets. And then we went on to speak about benefits of customers as assets. So these are my reference. Thank you very much. Okay, so if you have questions, you can put your questions down. The moderator is going to take over in a few minutes. And then, yeah, he will moderate taking your question.
Sorry, I thought my mic was open. So, wow, thank you so much, Madam Chichi. That was an amazing session. We're really blessed. All right, thank you so much. And I believe each and every one of us took notes of what we've heard, because trust me, I believe this has to be, it's not something that might come naturally for everyone, but I believe that if you make a conscious effort, you'll be able to achieve this. Now, some very important recap of what Madam Chichi said. She said customers is our major asset. I'm reading from my notes, okay? That's to tell you anytime you're having any meeting, you take notes. It's very important, okay? Assets often generate cash flow. Whatever assets we have in our business, whatever assets we're putting together to push our business forward, ultimately should be tailored towards the customer as the major asset, because that is where the money is, okay? And we understand that every action we made is aimed towards customers. All right, you need to listen to your customers, and that is the reason why after this session, now that this session has ended, we're going to take questions at the end of this session, okay, to look at some of the things and concerns. Madam Chichi made us understand that it's important that you get feedback from your customers, and you are our customers, you the entrepreneur. This value was created for you. We had you in mind, and that was why we brought this up. Now, we are going to the next phase where we have an in-house Barafiri representative. Okay, Madam Chichi, I'll request that you disable your screen sharing. We have an in-house Barafiri representative, and the person of Henrietta that is going to talk to us how Barafiri relates with the topic of today. So, Madam Henrietta, if you're there, over to you.
Thank you. Over to you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ms. Chi, for the wonderful section. I hope you all learned from our speaker. One of the things Barafiri sets to do is to manage all your customers' needs within our infrastructure. And if you listen very carefully, you remember our speaker said your customers are our biggest assets as a small business owner. I know it's not easy to handle all your customers from one platform, either from your WhatsApp, Instagram, or Facebook, or whatever social media platform you use. So Barafiri is here to help you manage your customers and make it easier for you to see how your customers are faring through their services and to know if they're satisfied or not. So after this section, I'll drop the WhatsApp group on the chat forum. You can join the WhatsApp group, and then if you have any other question or any other thing, you can feel free to ask on the WhatsApp group. Thank you. Over to you.
All right, thank you so much, Madam Henrietta. Yeah, so at this point, it's time for us to take the questions from each and every one of you. If you have any question, all right, you are our customers, so we receive questions, we attend to your concerns, but please take note. Your questions should be within today's topic. It should be focused on today's topic. When it should be focused on your customers, customer-related questions. Other questions will be taken on the WhatsApp group and subsequent meetings that we would have. Okay, so please, if you have any question in line with the topic for today, and that question will be directed to the facilitator, that is Madam Chinyaka. So please drop your questions and just go to the chat box and drop your questions. We'll give you a few minutes to do that. Then we will attend to your questions. Meanwhile, while you're dropping your questions, I will just list out some of the things that Madam Chichi brought to our attention while others are dropping their questions so that we don't stay quiet and muted. She made mention of you having a customer's mindset, okay? You have to have a customer's mindset. It's a mindset. That's why earlier we mentioned that you have to be conscious about it. Now, you also have to listen actively. Active listening is also part of it. You have to pay attention, even while she made something very clear, and I think a lot of people make that mistake. When a customer is expressing himself, because we feel we already know where the customer is going, we tend to interrupt the customer. Some people just want to get and clear everything that is on their mind. Allow them to speak, even when you know the answer. All right, empathize and apologize. Okay, attitude matters. You know, present a solution. All right, you need to present a solution to them. After apologizing, let them know that you understand where you were wrong and what you intend to do to help address the situation. And when you're done, she said, last but not the least, she said, close the gap. After that feedback, you should go back to the drawing board and ensure that there is no, and that kind of problem or situation never happens again. So your customers are your most important and valuable asset. Okay, so maybe for some of us might feel better speaking than typing on the chat box. So if you have any question, kindly maybe we'll call you and you ask your questions, and Madam Chichi would answer your questions quickly. We have very few minutes, so I think I will encourage that we should be very quick about that. So you can maybe raise your hand or let us know on the chat box that you have a question, and we'll allow you to unmute your mic. Okay, okay, thank you. Okay, good afternoon.
All right, thank you so much.
Azil Essentials.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank
you so much, Madam Chichi,
yeah,
for that powerful section. Yeah, so my question about the customers' assets, is there ever a point where your customers aren't your assets, in the sense of maybe the reason they are laying the complaint or they are giving you feedback is as a result of them not being aware of why things are done that way? I'll give an example of this particular setting that we're in. I mean, these things we're learning are important and then they are necessary for business, but not every business owners think that they need to go through this process. I don't know if it's clear enough. So it's like, I'm offering a service and then my customer isn't pleased, but that service is because the reason they're not pleased is because they don't have an understanding of why it's done that way. But at the end of the day, your customers are your assets. So do you bend to do what they want, knowing that that's not exactly the right thing or the right way to go about things? In relation to my brand now, like usually fragrance, it shouldn't be used for skincare products, where a lot of people prefer to have a nice smell or their product smelling nice and all of that. But you know that it has a side effect on their skin. So in that situation, do I bend and do what the customers want or try to explain to them and engage them more? Like, I don't know if that's clear enough. I believe it's clear enough. Thank you.
This is very clear enough. Azil Essentials, Azil, you are in skincare, right? Okay, to address that, you see, I think the foundational problem might be that, and I think you already hinted on it, they are not knowledgeable. So it's your responsibility to communicate it. I know that on your product, you can put some of these disclaimers on your product, because it's not every time that you have the opportunity to have a one-on-one with your customer. But if you do, then take your time to educate them. If you tell someone, for example, that, look, beneficially for your skin, I shouldn't put fragrance in this. If you put fragrance, this is the side effect. Would you tell me that if you give me pimples and I'm like, yeah, put it, I want pimples? I don't think any customer is going to agree to do that. And if the person insists and you put fragrance, make sure that you have like like you have an exchange. You know how it is in social media these days, when people will now post your so I'd seen an example. A tailor had an engagement with a customer, and the customer had said, no, I don't want sleeves. And she said, it would be better with sleeves, though. And the customer said, no, I don't want sleeves. And she said, okay, I'll carry on without sleeves. And when the dress finally came out, it didn't look nice without sleeves. And she posted it on social media, what I asked for and what I got. And the tailor came out with receipts to say, I did advise you to say, put sleeves, it will be better. And you said, no, I should carry on without sleeves. I think, Azil, that you can do this in this case. Make sure, just for your own security, that you have something as proof to say, I did advise her that she shouldn't do this, and she went ahead to request for it. I would ordinarily not put it in my product. That is on the one hand. On another hand, you can actually be very firm and say, my brand would not be associated with putting fragrance because I don't want to be responsible for the consequences. You can do that, but you have to be very sure that that's what you want to do. You know, just make sure that you communicate very clearly the consequence of putting this fragrance, and then it's up to the customer. Customer, as they say, is king in most cases, my dear. The customer is king. I'm not saying that. Again, there are times when the customer is overstepping their bound. Customer is trying to be rude or abusive. That's different. But I'm talking about in an ideal situation where the customer is just giving you feedback, right? Take it and make better your process. Yeah, I don't know if that addresses your question as well. Bill?
Still essential. Are you there? Does that answer your question?
Yes, it did. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, thank you. That was a very powerful question. In fact, that was very key. And Hedo made us understand that communication is all. Thank you so much, Madam Hedo, for that explanation. We have Dream Milk. I want to say something. Thank you so much for all of us here. I notice that some people are using their brand names as their names here, which is very beautiful. It shows, it makes us know, and it shows I am proud of your brand. You are your brand, truly. Thank you. Dream Milk is asking, what process or method can one take to retain a customer? So, Madam Hedo, that's a question. What process or method can one take to retain a customer?
Dream Milk, I went through the slides about how you should have a customer service mindset. I ran through about 4 or 5 pointers. But I could just do a quick summary if it will help. Maybe you joined in late. Or better still, I would say the Baraferi team will give you an opportunity to go back to the videos. So maybe if you can join, because the moderator said something about joining a WhatsApp group to get the video. Yeah, because I actually gave examples using the case study of Coke. So you need to approach this to retain a customer or to convert them into an asset. You need to approach any customer with a customer service mindset. If you understand that this person is the reason why you're in business. See, if he doesn't spend his money with me, I can run out of business. It has happened so many times. I don't know. I know that there are entrepreneurs on this call. Lots of us have done so many businesses and it has crashed just because we did not know some things. So if you know that this guy's money is important, then you speak to him differently. You look at him differently. You address him differently. You say to him, how can I help you? Can I do for you? What is the problem? Please share with me what the problem is. Just know that I am here. I, as a brand, Dream Milk, as a brand, is here because of you. That is you on your way to having a retained customer. People like to feel important. People want to know that you care. If you show it, trust me, they will stay with you. And not only will they stay with you, they will bring people on. That's how to win a customer. Just try to get the recording so that you can get the rest of it. Yeah, because I don't want to take too much time. I hope that helps.
All right. Thank you so much, Madam Chichi. I think we have very few minutes now, but we can take one more question. We have Blossom Iroebu raising up his or her hand. Is Blossom available to ask the question now?
Good morning.
All right, Blossom, we can hear you. Good morning.
Okay, in dealing with traditional customers, those that are not on social media.
Blossom, I think, sorry, we can hardly hear you. Maybe you should bring your microphone closer.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, better now. Thank you. Yes, better now.
All right. So in dealing with traditional customers, how do you improve the way you handle them? You know, there are a lot of people that are not on social media, so they don't see you sending them, always putting your brand on their face and putting whatever it is that you're doing on their face. You know, so how do you handle maybe like having face-to-face interaction? How do you go about it to always keep them in the know? Because a lot of these traditional customers, I prefer to call them because they are not on social media, maybe like our elder ones. And some of them have the money, depending on your target audience and what you are selling. Some of them have this money to patronize you. So how do you improve your face-to-face interactions with them, knowing the fact that most of them are not on social media?
Okay, listen, Blossom, thank you very much for that question. So when you're dealing with traditional customers, you have to use a bit of traditional means. Do you own a brick and mortar store?
Okay, what I actually do, I'm into training. Okay. I'm a trainer, yes. So I run a management consultancy firm.
Okay. Who are your targets?
Okay, my targets are practically professionals, and I also do small businesses. Then business development for small businesses. Then I consult on data analytics, human resource management, and project management.
And so just listening to that, the older generation, not exactly your target market.
Well, I said target market, but most of them are in the government organizations, government institutions. So you
know
where
I'm
coming from. Yes. A lot of them are there. And you know that government is the biggest client base you have in Nigeria presently. Government is where
you're right.
You just have to practically spread your tentacles if you know you really want to be afloat. So that's what I'm saying.
Right, like I was saying in the beginning, you need to use traditional means. So it's a face-to-face, my dear. You have to visit them in their places of office. They will not even come to you because most of these civil servants are used to people coming to them. You would have to go with them, be in their face. That's the only way. Make phone calls, send them text messages. A few of them are on WhatsApp. So you need to be in their face in that kind of way. Let them get to know you. So the minute they see you, the minute they see you, they're like, what's the name of your company, Blossom?
Okay, my Evolve Health Consult.
So when you now go to like one of those civil service organizations, as soon as they see you, they don't even call you Blossom again. You're in your face so much, they're calling you Event Edge. Okay, you have come again today. Come. That's how much in your face. That's how much face-to-face engagement that you're going to give them, because that's what they recognize.
Okay. Secondly, I want to quickly ask how do you handle such people?
Okay.
Their events, how do you handle such people?
Blossom, can we, because it's not part of this, can you join the WhatsApp group? You can ask questions in the WhatsApp group. I can handle it in the WhatsApp group.
Okay.
Let's do it there, right? Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Blossom. Thank you so much, Madam Chichi, for that amazing one. And for reference, you can go to the chat, and that's where you have the WhatsApp group link. You can either click on it, copy it, also get your friends and family, those in business, your colleagues, to also join the Barafiri meeting. Thank you so much, Madam Chichi. You really added so much value to our understanding today. I want to encourage you guys to send word out. Let other people know about the amazing things the Barafiri infrastructure is doing today. You see, next week we are having another very powerful session. Okay, next on the 18th of August, we're having another powerful session. Okay, whatever it is, if there's going to be a change, you will be informed. But we are going to be talking about the financing your business. Trust me, a lot of people have such concerns, and that is an opportunity for you to get people's questions answered. All right, so that we can also impact them with the value that we bring. And subsequently, we'll be having sustainability and scalability of your business. Okay, then we are also going to look at people and business performance. All right, so these are topics we are going to be covering and we're going to be addressing. So you do not want to miss it. But meanwhile, I would like, while we go on and prepare to close the meeting, I would like you to put on your, go to the chat box and share your review. Share what you, let's know how today's session was for you. Let's know, was it amazing? How did you feel? Where did it address in your business? Has it been an eye-opener? Even if it's the past ones, please share on the chat box. And while you do that, we want to say a big thank you. Thank you, Madam Chichi. Thank you, the Barafiri team, for an amazing. I, for one, personally, I've been blessed. I've been improved. I know exactly what to do. I'm confident to go ahead with my entrepreneurial chase. All right. Thank you. And before we close, I have a request. And I request that each and every one of us turn on our cameras. Okay, please just turn on your camera. We would like to make a snapshot. It's important, you know, if you go to a major seminar, a training, at the end of the training, you usually have group shots, ain't it? So, and we also have same on Zoom programs. I believe you have gone online. I've seen some Zoom events where people took pictures of the screen. So please open your camera and we will do a quick snapshot. Okay, thank you so much. And also for you, you can also make reference to Barafiri. You guys are practically one of our pioneering Barafiri team of entrepreneurs. So please go ahead, do that. Let's see your beautiful faces. Amazing. Wow. Thank you. I see someone, he already has a full note in front of him. Amazing. Thank you. So are you taking the pictures? All right. Thank you so much. That is done. So do we have any? Okay. I'm trying to find some appreciation. I'm trying to see some reviews about today's meeting. Okay, earlier we have amazing. People have said a lot. Okay, people have been giving reviews earlier. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Wow, thank you guys. Thank you. All right, thank you so much. At this point, we are bringing this session to a close. We look forward to having you on the 18th, where we'll talk about how you can get financing. I believe you guys are excited about that. Thank you. Go forward, and at the end of today, don't just go and dump the notes, or don't just go fold your hand and go back to basics. Ensure that you put this into practice. Remember, it's a conscious effort. It's a conscious effort. Some customers might not be really open to your effort. So if you're not conscious about it, you might not be able to maintain your stand. All right, so thank you so much. Have a blessed week ahead. Have a productive time in your business and your endeavors. Thank you. From the Barafiri team, we say bye-bye. Thank you.